If you have an audience of any size, not selling merch is a huge missed opportunity. But how do you even create a merch store? Hi, my name is Elizabeta, and today I'll tell you how to start selling merch online. I'll cover every detail and actually do it myself. So follow along to have a store ready to go by the time this video ends. There will also be part 2 of this video where I'll give you some useful merch design tips, so stay tuned for that, especially if you don't have much design experience. First things first, with the right tools, you don't need to invest any money upfront for programming, website hosting, product samples, or inventory. What you do need is a good store name, a logo that matches it, a reliable fulfillment partner, and a loyal audience. I'll share some beginner-friendly tools and services for every step of the process, so don't worry about not being tech-savvy enough. Whether you're a musician or a university football team, you probably already have a name that people know you for. But you can't always just name your store University X College Football Team Merch. Long names don't do that well on search engines, and they definitely don't make for good website URLs. Here's what you should keep in mind to make sure your store name works. 1, it has to be simple and easy to pronounce just by reading it or spell just by hearing it. So if you want to call your store Jules, maybe don't spell it like J-U-E-L-L-S, or else people will struggle to read or remember it. 2, it should be relevant to your overall brand and industry. If you're a painter wanting to sell prints or merch with your art, you might want to use the word art in your store name. It should be unique and memorable, so avoid common word combinations. Names like Cool Cat or Tater Tot are fun, but your store won't stand out with a name like that. You can use an acronym as long as there isn't a big company already using it, or even invent new words that fit your personal brand or organization. Think about what Spotify did. They took Spotlight and Identify and just put them together. As an example, I'll call my imaginary store Elizzy with 2 Z's to match my name. There weren't any huge companies that came up when I looked up this name, and I think it's simple and easy to read. Once you've settled on a name, it's time to build a brand identity. The next thing you'll need for your online store is a matching logo. But remember, a good logo isn't just pretty. Write down your logo ideas and ask yourself these questions. 1, is your logo memorable? Recognizable symbols and shapes work best here, especially if they match your store name. The Apple logo is an apple for a reason. 2, is your logo simple? You want people to understand what they're looking at in a fraction of a second, so stick to simple elements and avoid intricate details. 3, is your logo scalable? Will it be readable when you make it as small as an Instagram profile picture? If not, remove details until you're sure that your logo works at any size. If you have zero design experience like me, there are a few good options. First, there are a bunch of intuitive tools that you can try out. I'm not a designer, but here are some options I created for my imaginary store I called Elizzy. These literally took me less than 5 minutes, and I used tools like logo.com, Namecheap, and my free logo maker. I added a coffee cup because my whole thing is based on talking to you guys, so it feels like grabbing a coffee with a friend. But you can use any combination of icons, words, shapes, and whatever works for you. There are also tons of ways to hire actual designers for this with services like Fiverr. This won't be free, but it will give you a unique logo in every format you might need with none of the work on your part. The next thing you'll need is the actual merch you want to sell. This is usually where people get scared because this can be a complex and expensive process if you choose to do everything yourself. But much like with our logo designs, there are great tools that can help us here. Normally, you'd have to find a supplier, send them your designs, get samples to approve, order a ton of inventory, store it all somewhere, and ship out orders yourself. Instead of doing all of that, you can use a print-on-demand service like Printful to essentially do it for you at no upfront cost and with no inventory. Here's how that works. You pick products from the hundreds listed in Printful's catalog, choose a customization technique like printing or embroidery, and add your own designs. You list these custom products on your online store, which we'll cover in a second, and then Printful makes and ships the products as soon as someone orders them. Let's try creating a simple custom t-shirt. I'll upload my newly created logo to Printful's built-in design maker, but you can also use all of its free tools and resources, including hundreds of fonts or thousands of clip art, patterns, and ready-made designs. I'll cover some merch design tips in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that if you want to know more. For now, my Elizzy t-shirt looks great for a start, so let's move on to actually putting together an online store. There are a ton of ways to start selling online. They range in prices and features, from marketplaces to completely custom websites like those of big clothing brands. But there is a way to get the essentials for free. Let's check out Printful's quick stores. All you need to do is sign up, name your store, upload your logo, and list your products. You get to set your prices, and running your store is completely free. Printful takes a flat cut for the production, and you keep whatever markup you set transferred into your bank account. We just did all the prep work together, so let's put everything in. I'll call my store Elizzy, choose elizzy.printful.me as my domain name, upload my logo, and leave my markup at 20% for now because I'll be able to change it whenever I want. And list your products. And we're live! I'll add my billing info off camera, but the only step left is designing more merch. If you feel like design isn't your strong suit, make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications because I'll share some beginner-friendly merch design tips in part 2. Drop any questions you have in the comments below, and in the meantime, happy selling.